But there's something that's sometimes even more important than learning, and that is to unlearn. Hello! Nutrition 101 spot for the day. We all know about fat. Fat's not good for you, right? Wrong. So fat has always gotten a bad rap. Today we're going to give it its credit due. I think that's the way you say it. It's due credit. Today we're going to give it its due credit. I'm going to give you 10 things that fat does for you. Number 1, fat gives you energy. Number 2, fat builds your healthy cells. Number 3, fat is essential for your brain to work properly. Number 4, fat is a food that helps your intestines be able to process your insoluble vitamins. Vitamin K, vitamin E, vitamin A, and vitamin D from the sunshine. Number 6, fat helps you have healthy skin. Number 7, fat gives you a layer to insulate you. We all know about that one. Number 8 is that it also protects our organs as long as we're not putting too much fat and the wrong fat around them. Number 9, fat is very filling, so it lasts longer when we eat it. And number 10, fat, our brain is made up of cholesterol and fat, and if we do not have that, then our brain will not function properly. So that's my Nutrition 101 spot for the day.
For today's exercise ditty, I want to talk about a question maybe you've never asked, but a lot of people have. Should I eat before or after I exercise? My answer is both, and let me tell you why. If you follow the fact that you can lose more fat if you fast before you exercise, then it happens that way. But the problem with that is that you tend to lower your resting metabolic rate, which means you don't burn as much of your fat and energy when you're resting, so that's a negative. Plus you're hungrier when you're done, and you tend to eat more, which totally makes useless the fact that you lost so much weight because you're going to put it back on. And your body also says, hey, I'm in a dire situation here. I'm not getting any food and I'm being asked to exercise hard. I better start storing lots of things in my fat cells so everything you eat starts going to fat much easier. So it's like negative, negative, negative for eating before. Not eating before, for fasting before. So the best bet, you eat something that's got maybe a higher percentage of carbohydrates about an hour before you exercise. That gives you the energy to burn, so your body's thinking everything's cool. And then you eat some protein after you exercise to help replace all of those cells that you've worked so hard and that the demand is there, and you can rebuild them. A lot more on this topic, but that's a good start for you. Hope you enjoyed today's exercise ditty.
I'm now going to talk to you about a concept that's extremely important and one that you may have never heard before. We go through life learning all kinds of things, but there's something that's sometimes even more important than learning, and that is to unlearn. The ability to unlearn means that we are taking something that we have known all of our life and letting go of it, being able to change what we've thought and what we learned, and being able to replace it with something else. Why would we do this? Because the world is full of changing things, and sometimes things were set up to be the end-all were put there in the wrong way, and everything was based upon it. We'll talk about that in a moment. But unlearning requires a paradigm shift, and our paradigm shift, we always go back to August of 2008, when we started this lifestyle change. And we always do that because it keeps things in perspective for us as to if we had stayed on that path, on the same thing that we had been doing, if we had not unlearned the things that we had been taught and the way that we had been eating all of those years, if we had not done that, then we would have been on a path for disease and medications and illness like many other people are that are our age. We shifted how we ate, and we found ourselves very alone in that. There wasn't many books written about it. The stores certainly did not provide you with all the healthy sections that they do today, and it just wasn't possible to find food. I remember going on trips and walking into the stores and walking out of the stores and going, what are we going to eat? We used the book called Schwarzbein Principle by Diana Schwarzbein. She's a medical doctor, an endocrinologist, and she explains things so well. But when we went into doing things, we did not want to do vegan. We didn't want to do vegetarian. We love meat. We didn't do Atkins. We didn't do Weight Watchers. We had done Weight Watchers before. But we found that what is the best is to eat all food in moderation, all good food. So we set up that we wanted to always eat a good protein, a good fat, a good vegetable, and a good carbohydrate every time we ate something. And when we did that, our bodies were rewarded. In our unlearning, we unlearned what the USDA used for their standard with their pyramid. We unlearned that fats do not make you fat. We unlearned that polyunsaturated oils are a huge detriment to your body. We unlearned, we unlearned the norm. We unlearned all of those things. We unlearned that fats make you fat, and we realized that fats don't make you fat. We unlearned that polyunsaturated fat is not the end-all to make you feel good and make your food good and make your cholesterol go down. On the contrary, we have now learned that it does the opposite in so many different ways. We've unlearned what we had learned about sugar. It was harmless. It is not harmless. And so by unlearning the things that we had learned prior, we changed the way we ate completely. So I'm going to put 2 links down below where the video is, and I want you to be able to go there and click on them and see 2 videos. One is off of the internet, and you could probably find it on YouTube, but it explains a little bit about Ancel Keys and how his discovery of what he felt was the cause of heart disease was taken and ran with the government and all of the different things, and so it became the standard for everything. Even today, the reason your doctor checks your cholesterol goes clear back to that. Then we want you to click on another one that we put together. It's a PowerPoint presentation, and it's very old. We put it together years ago, but it's also still very true. And that will help you unlearn some of the things that you've learned. As we go through these 180 days, you're going to do a lot more unlearning and learning. I'm going to leave you with this thought. It's by Leo Tolstoy. The most difficult subjects can be explained to the most slow-witted man if he has not formed any ideas of them already. But the simplest thing cannot be made clear to the most intelligent man if he is firmly persuaded that he knows already, without a shadow of a doubt, what is laid before him. So we hope that you open your mind and unlearn some of the things that you have learned.